Yes, and packed crowd here, and I've been very impressed with this
Thank
venue
you,
at
ladies and gentlemen. The first
Alexander Palace.
Shaun Murphy to break.
Best of 19 now for this final. Frames will be played in this first session this afternoon, and then the remaining frames, of course, to the play to a finish this evening. And of course, being best of 19. 10 is the target to lift that wonderful Waterford Crystal Trophy. Just catching the brown, which has left the cue ball on the baulk line. Yeah, I was saying, Stephen, both these players seem to have had very good starts to the matches, but it'll be interesting to see if one does get behind, how he reacts.
Yeah, so important in a final. You'd love to get off to a good start. Last thing you want to be doing is chasing. I used to always think you can win the match in the first session.
Well, went for the red. Has he been lucky? Don't think so. Left a nice easy starter for Shaun Murphy. Just what you're looking for as a player. He thought it would be a possible shot for nothing. As we can see, there is a gap between yellow and brown. It's a typical first shot, really. Got into the cue ball far too much, which is why he's so close to the blue.
Yeah, I think the adrenaline was pumping there. Yeah, far too hard.
Green ball.
As I mentioned yesterday, one of the best players in the world with the rest.
And that's how good he is. He avoided the commentator's curse. But he's just run once again a fraction too far. He played for the red to the left corner. He's not on it. And if he's not on that, begs the question, what is he on?
Shaun Murphy 4.
So a little bit disappointed, but understandable. As I say, the first frame nerves were evident there.
Yeah, Neil's got a tough safety shot, but he'll be delighted that his last shot only cost him 4 points. Especially the way Shaun's been scoring in the tournament this week.
Much too thick. Suppose it's better off back up at the baulk end and rattling in the jaws and leaving the cue ball at this end, but there's still a red on to the left corner. I think he can swing the cue ball around the back of the black, play for a baulk colour. Well, that's handy.
What?
That is very handy. Lovely little flick off the blue. And he may decide to play the blue and cannon into the main bunch of reds here. Well, it was such a big target, he'll be disappointed he didn't catch him fuller than that.
6.
Certainly wasn't aiming for the right-hand red of that cluster. And it's gone a little bit awkward, this. Going to him again, Stephen?
Well, he's got a big angle on the blue, so going to the pat if only just to stop the pace in the white.
Oh. Foul. Shaun Murphy 7.
Well, nobody
You're
could
on
have
2
foreseen that. That's unlucky. I mean, to knock that red in, that was 6 inches away from the pocket, could have been a tough pot.
I mean, what a lovely opening now for Neil. Shaun's had the first chances, but it's Neil that comes to the table with the reds nicely split, having made the most mistakes so far.
Yeah, it was the dreaded run of the ball over there that stopped Shaun in his tracks. Now got to sit in his seat and suffer.
8.
And it is a good chance, this, for Neil. Just overdid it slightly, but
16.
in all honesty, he should have been better on the black than he was.
$17.
Yeah, when you're a bit edgy, as both players obviously are at the start of a match, you really just want to play a couple of nice positional shots, the most simplest shots. A couple of shots in a row in perfect position that soon settles you down. Even a shot as simple as that, the fact that he's perfectly on the red will make him feel a bit better.
$23.
Again, he's underhit that slightly. He's going to have to use the 3 reds to kill the pace of the white.
He hadn't concentrated that much on the cannon, took his eye off the pot. How many times do we see that happen? But he should have been better on the black. So, an edgy start from both players.
One.
Yeah, it's one of those frames, John, where whoever makes the last mistake is going to be the one that's punished.
Yes, and I always get the feeling about this type of frame that if you win it, you put the mistakes at the back of your
6.
mind. If you lose it, they can stay with you for a frame or two.
$7.
Obviously, if he was straighter on this blue, he'd play for the red just to the left of the blue, but maybe play for one of the reds on the left-hand side of the table here. I don't think he meant to kiss that red. Still got a red to the right middle though.
12.
Points are now all square. Trying to bring these two reds into play, and he's sneaked round the back of them. And the only potable
80.
red is now going to be hampered by the yellow as we just see him flick by them. I don't blame him for playing the cannon.
No, it was the right shot. When you give him another 10 shots at that, I bet he wouldn't do that once. Miss those reds.
Shaun Murphy. 8.
That's careless. Now as the blue come to his rescue. It has. Fortunate.